Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to make a smoothie, a peach smoothie that tastes good and has vegetables in it. I've been looking for a way to connect with the world, and this is it right now. One of the ways that I'm choosing to do some videos, share some of the things that I make at home, share some of the things that I'm thinking about, talking about with my sisters, my therapist, my kids, talk about the things that matter to me, and hopefully throughout this process and this journey, I will also be adding value to somebody's life, helping somebody find a new way to add some vegetables to their kids' lives, or a new way to think about things, maybe a way of having some hope when you feel daunted or overwhelmed by the circumstances. Anyway, I'm going to start making my smoothie and encourage you to watch me and see what I've learned over the years. This is just what works for my family. I put a little bit of ice cubes at the bottom. We use frozen fruit. We froze our bananas, we peel them and freeze them. And then it makes a nicer smoothie. And we can also make something called whips, which is dairy-free ice cream, essentially, made from frozen fruit. We'll talk about that later. So what I'm doing now is I cleaned some kale. I peeled it off because I'm always just sort of trucking along and doing little things. Peel the kale off while I'm talking, which is the whole point. Who can I talk to while I work? How can I add value while I continue to do the things for me, for my kids, for the people I care about, and prosper in this world, feel connected, feel the flow of love and connection back and forth. So I got the ice cubes in, then I put the kale in. Some folks will tell you the order matters. My gut says putting that kale on top of that ice cube will be just fine. I'm going to add some banana, frozen banana. Even though this is one serious blender, this is a Blendtec. I don't know if we can get it in here. Obviously, videoing is not my thing. This is a Blendtec. So it's a nice, powerful blender. If I plug it in, it works better. I'm going to put the frozen bananas in. Even though it's powerful, I'm still going to chunk them up into thirds. You can do halves. It may take you a little longer, a little rougher on your machine. It's nice to have a powerful blender, even if you're getting on eBay and you're buying something that's used. Vitamix or Blendtec. It's hard to beat those two. I don't measure stuff, folks. It bores me. So I put in this much ice cubes. I'm going to show you the blender. 3 slices of kale, 3 pieces. It's to taste. Some people putting things like kale and spinach in your blender, in your smoothie is really shocking. So you want to go just a little tiny bit. You're trying to feed your kids this stuff. You're going to want to just put a little tiny bit. You may want to start with just spinach for that matter, because spinach, where's my spinach, really blends in flavor-wise. I got the triple washed because it saves me time. Saves me time, and I can prepare food for my family, and they're happy and well-fed. I'm happy. Nobody's even going to taste that. It is going to turn your drink green. So giddy up. Tell the kids it's St. Patrick's Day. Depends on how old your kids are. You know your kids better than anyone else. How to get a green smoothie into your kids? Dig deep. Ask yourself, in my personal experience, it's about free will and choice. Kid, give this a taste. If you hate it, you can spit it out. If it looks horrible, I understand. But please do your best to taste a little tiny bit, because it might taste good. And if it does, you can have it. If it doesn't, no pressure. Backing off, you don't have to drink it. Most of the time in my experience with these new things or green things or just whacked out, gross looking shit. Parents in my house so far, most of the time, not all the time, they've ended up liking it or eventually liking it. And I'm starting to rant, which was the whole point. How can I make food and rant about what I have to say at the same time? So anyway, I'm having a good time. I hope you are. And the next thing I'm going to do, well, I want to show you first, just to give you a little pic, a little view of the blender. I have some spinach in there now and peaches. So I did a little bit of kale because I like kale and it's a superfood. And my kids are used to drinking it in their smoothies at this point, and I don't put a whole lot in. To be fair, it's a little bit. Kale, spinach, banana, and some peaches. I put in one peach so far. I'm probably going to add another one. But because this one is fresh and not frozen, I'm leaving it closer to the top. Also going to add some maca powder. You can Google the benefits of maca powder. They're off the chart. It's off the charts. It's, again, another is a superfood powder. Supports health, energy, and stamina. And it makes stuff taste a little bit like a smoothie, a little bit like ice cream. Gives it that nice, creamy, little bit of something. So, energy, yeah, I'll take it. Absolutely. Ice cream, of course. Cinnamon. I like to add cinnamon to almost everything because of the anti-inflammatory effects. And it's sweet. And it makes it taste like a baked good. Who doesn't want a baked good? I just don't understand if you don't. So if you don't, that's fine. Cinnamon's not your thing. I try not to over cinnamon it for the people that live here and eat it with me. I put a little more in than most people would normally want. So I save the extra for me. The next thing I'm going to put in is Vitamin Mineral Green. Vitamin Mineral Green is just one of the loveliest ground up superfood powders I've ever come across. I'm in love with it. Not just the health benefits of it, the flavor. It's lovely, and the kids really actually like it in their smoothies. Never a complaint. So it's just another way to add a nice layer of different balances of greens from the earth, from the ocean, blah, blah, blah. Vitamin Mineral Green has its own dosing written on the back. In my opinion, you want to start out a little bit and build up. I'm just sensing how much, based on my mama instincts, who's going to eat how much of this smoothie and how much Vitamin Mineral Green do I want to have in it, and how much is going to just balance out the flavor and add some great greens but not be overpowering. So I'm not looking at per person per se how much I'm putting in there. I probably put in 3 tablespoons. Do what you must. Cannot personally recommend Vitamin Mineral Green any more than I have already. It's just lovely. All right, lovely people. I do apple cider vinegar in all my smoothies. It sounds wacky. Maybe it's helpful for you to watch me just a little bit pour it in. I'm going to pull the blender out. It gives it, it's just like, it gives it just a zip. And when I put in a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. This smoothie is specifically for about 3 people. Do it to taste. It sounds wacky. I don't even know why I started doing it other than I know it's good for us. We drink it in different ways and other reasons, and put it on kale and the dehydrator or whatever. But it really takes a sweet fruit smoothie and just gives it a little tiny zip that balances that sweet out in a really nice way, in my opinion. And I've had people definitely come around to my house and I'm making smoothies and they're not used to eating this kind of stuff and they think maybe we've lost our minds. And absolutely that's true. We have lost our minds. No doubt, in the best of ways. But usually they end up liking the smoothie. I think it's a lot about the right amount of this and the right amount of that and blending it to your taste. Sorry, I'll learn to get more prepared for this stuff, but I'm looking for a knife. I want this smoothie to taste particularly peachy. The banana, super, love banana, great health benefits, blah, blah, blah. Don't want to over banana it, but the banana is sweet. So that gives it a really nice sweetness. Of course, the peach is sweet too. It gives it that flavor that just draws you in and you can connect with. And covers up if you're not a big, oh, let me eat these greens kind of person yet. Give you a few minutes with me. I'll bring you around. Or maybe a few months or something. But what I'm going to do is add this fresh peach from the farmer's market. So I have 2 peaches in here. Kale, spinach, flax milk, cinnamon. Just looking at it, I'm going to add a little more flax milk. Well, the beauty of this one, I must have had enough flax milk in. Again, I don't do a specific recipe. It bores me. I like to create as I go. But this one blended well just using the shake button on the blend tech. If it doesn't blend well, you have to lift it off and you have to play around with it a little bit. You know your blender better than I do. If you have any questions, please feel free. I'm not gonna lie, it's damn good. It's green as hell, and it tastes really good. You won't know that because you're out there and I'm in here, there and here, all that good stuff. I'll see what I can do to get a kid on video drinking some of this after I clean my green mustache. This smoothie, it has it all. The only thing it doesn't have that I would recommend if you want to add some protein, which is always nice, especially with the fruit in there. But although there's protein in some of those greens, it's just that there's not a lot of greens in there. But another thing you can do is add some pumpkin seed flour. You can add any kind of protein source you want to. You could do almond. Depends on your blender how much you can grind up. Almonds, almond flour, you can buy that stuff. Pumpkin seed flour you can make at your house. If you have a strong blender, food processor, dump those pumpkin seeds in it, turn it on, grind them up. You got pumpkin seed flour. You can bake with it. You can put it in your smoothie. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than buying any protein powder out there, in my opinion, and per my experience. So anyway, I'm going to push pause. And I just want to say thanks. Thanks for hanging out here with me. It's been a good time. I can't wait to drink this smoothie. Okay. All right, lovely people. I'm going to go eat the shake, share it with my kids, and do another video when I feel called to. Hope you're all well. Hit me with any questions you might have and comments. And I'll talk to you later. See what new thing we'll be doing the next time.